welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Ashley, and today I am surrounded by books. And that is because I did a major unhaul. I think I got rid of like 70 books off of my shelf. So we're going to go through and show you what I'm getting rid of. A lot of these have been on my shelf for so many years. There's actually a few that I bought this year and I'm already unhauling, but most of these have been here for a while. And it's not that I don't want to read them, it's just I'm probably not going to read them because I have so many books on my shelves. And I think I'm going to go through and do a TBR count in the near future. But for now, I'm going to go through the books I'm getting rid of. I have a bin of books that are on my Pango currently, and then the rest of the books are going to go to Second and Charles. So let's jump into the ones that are on my Pango first. I did have a series, the Yada Yada Prayer Group books. There's 7 in that series that I've already sold. So those are not in here, but they had been unhauled. Another series is the Mara Dyer series. This is the Unbecoming of Mara Dyer, the Evolution of Mara Dyer, and the Retribution of Mara Dyer. I had also had the next 2 that were like the second spin-off series, but I've already gotten rid of those. This series my daughter read and was like, you should read these. And I have not heard anyone talk about these in years and years until I decided to unhaul them. And now recently I saw someone decide to read them because they've been sitting on her shelf for so many years. Again, I'd like to read them, but I'm probably not going to anytime soon. So these are going to go. Then I have a few that I know I'm not going to read for their content. The first 2 are ones I knew I wasn't going to read when I bought them, but they were like severely discounted and they're really pretty, and so I bought them for that reason. My friend convinced me to get rid of them. So that is The Cursed and the Coven, and they have these really pretty edges, and I got them for like $5 each when our Books A Million was closing. And so anyways, those will be up on my Pango. And then I have Butcher and Blackbird by Bren Weaver. I hear people talk about books and then I pick them up and then I realize there's probably things in them that I'm not going to want to read. And I thought maybe I could just skip them, but I think this is a book that I'm going to skip. Then I have some Colleen Hoover books, and I've read almost all of these. I have Slammed, It Ends With Us and It Starts With Us, and Verity. I've read these 3. I have not read Slammed. So yeah, getting rid of those. Then I have some Frida McFadden books, and I've read the first 2 books of The Housemaid, and I have not read The Teacher, The Housemaid Is Watching, or The Tenant, but I also did not read these in physical form. I've listened to all of Frida McFadden's books, so I figure I probably don't really need these. I don't tend to reread thrillers, so I'm going to pass these on to someone who may enjoy them and listen to the ones I haven't read already instead. Then I have the first 2 of the Chestnut Springs series. This is Flawless and Heartless by Elsie Silver. These are ones that I hear people talk about and how they love them and the stories that are in here. But some of the content, I'm getting tired of having to skip it. And if it's enough, then I really don't care to read the book. And these seem to be that way. So no offense to anyone who does enjoy and skip the parts that they don't like, but I figure I will just pass them on. I'm sure somebody will love to have them. And the last 2 that are going to be on my Pango are Funny Feelings by Tara DeWitt and Mr. Penumbra's 24-Hour Bookstore by Robin Sloan. This is one I've bought 2 or 3 times now, and I don't know. I'm going to get rid of it because I keep unhauling it and I keep rebuying it, but I keep not reading it. So those are all the books that are going to be on my Pango. I will link that down below. Let's continue on into some books that I'm going to be taking to Second and Charles. All right, so first off we have Black Ice by Becca Fitzpatrick. This is one of the first books I did read when I got into BookTube years and years ago, and I keep wanting to reread it, but I'm kind of figuring I probably have outgrown this by now. We have The Near Witch by B.E. Schwab. This is another one I just don't know that I'm ever going to get to, and I've kind of slowly been weeding out Victoria Schwab's books. I haven't cared for some of the newer ones. I really only have read or enjoyed Vicious, which was way back at the beginning of my booktube career, and Addie LaRue, which of course I am not unhauling, but I just haven't gotten around to any of her newer books. We have The Cuban Girl's Guide to Tea and Tomorrow by Laura Taylor Namey. There's a lot of YA books in here that I'm unhauling. I have read this one. I have The Boy and the Girl Who Broke the World by Amy Reed. I have not read this one. I have this series that I remember tracking down in charity shops in England, and that is Across the Universe by Beth Revis, with A Million Suns and Shades of Earth, I believe. Yes. I hear the first one is really good. The rest kind of go downhill from there, and nowadays it's probably not something I'm going to read, so passing that on. Next is Casey West, Lucky in Love. There might be a couple more of these in here. I have decided to unhaul all of my Casey West books. Again, they're YA books. Ones that I'm unhauling in this bin are ones that my daughter already owned, and so some of the ones that I did have went to her already. I think I had like 7 or 8 Casey West books. I do enjoy them. I usually read them, but I figure I can borrow hers and not keep them on my shelves. Next I have Atalanta by Jennifer Saint, and I feel like this is one that I've unhauled and rebought. This is the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition. I didn't even realize, and there's nothing really exclusive about it. Back when exclusive books were still just plain books. Yeah, I don't know too much about it, so I believe it's YA. All right, here's another Casey West book, The Distance Between Us. We have Chasing Lucky by Jen Bennett. This is one I had received as an e-arc, so I still have that on my Kindle. I used to love Jen Bennett, but I don't think I'm going to connect with her books as well as I used to, so I've gotten rid of all of hers as well. You might see some more of those. I have The Storied Life of A.J. Fickery by Gabrielle Zevin. This is just a duplicate, so I do have a copy of that on my shelf. And then here's Vicious by B.E. Schwab. I did really enjoy this book, but I don't have the rest of the series. Would like to reread this one and read the rest of it, but I don't have it, and it'll probably be a while, so I went ahead and unhauled the first one. We have The Parker Inheritance by Varian Johnson. I have The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, just another duplicate. The Wanderer by Josie Williams. This is one I bought this year, but I don't recall if I knew exactly what it was about, or maybe the ratings weren't that great. I can't remember, but I'm unhauling that one. This is one that my daughter had, and she decided she didn't want any more. Is Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. It's one of the Disney books. I don't really know much about it. And then we have Cirque de Freak, A Living Nightmare. Again, another one my daughter had. Kiss the Sky by Kristen Becca Ritchie. I know this is a really long series, and so that's just, I don't have any anymore, and so I'm gonna unhaul the first one. I have The Pearl by John Steinbeck, another duplicate. Here's one of those Jen Bennett books, Starry Eyes, which I really enjoyed that one, but probably not going to reread it. We have Tell Me Three Things by Julie Buxbaum. I read What to Say Next and really liked it, but again, it's a YA book. I don't know if I'll connect to it. And then we have Behind the Net by Stephanie Archer. This is one I gotten for a book club, and I have a feeling it's going to have some content in it that I don't really care for, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass on that since I hadn't read it yet. All right, so we have this bin left, which is about half full. We have Yin Yang Love Song, which is by Lauren Kung Jessen. I've never heard anyone talk about this. I had received it in a book subscription box. You Have a Match by Emma Lord. Haven't read this, but it's YA. Monday's Not Coming by Tiffany Jackson. I've heard really good things about this author, but it's been on my shelf for years and haven't read anything, so it's gonna go. We have The Change by Kirsten Miller. I've heard good things about this. I just don't know when I'm actually going to read it. I have the whole Crave series. Well, I've already gotten rid of half of it because I picked up the last 2 or 3 books in this series. The first 3 are in here. There's this one. I don't remember which one comes next, but there's Crush and also Covet. And I had these 3. I picked up the last 3 and then thought I had already gotten rid of these, so I got rid of those 3. So now I again only have these 3, and I was like, I might as well just get rid of the whole thing. I don't know when I'd actually read it. It's been a couple years since I read the first one and haven't read the rest, so I don't know. I can probably get them online or at the library. Then we have Missing by Kelly Armstrong. Haven't read that one. Serious Moonlight by Jen Bennett. I enjoyed that. Alex Approximately by Jen Bennett. I had really loved this one. I have Stalking Jack the Ripper and Haunting Prince Dracula by Carrie Maniscalco. I only have these because of a huge ordeal when I was trying to buy these for my daughter for Christmas. So these were duplicates and I decided I might as well put them on my shelf. But now I'm like, am I going to read them? If and when I decide to, I can borrow my daughter's. Challenger Deep by Neil Shusterman. I haven't loved what I have read by Neil Shusterman, and so I decided I would go ahead and unhaul this one. Haven't read it, obviously. Then I have this series, which is Where Do I Go? Who Do I Talk to? Who Is My Shelter? And Who Do I Lean On? Which is like kind of like a spin-off second series to the Yada Yada Prayer Group series. So I got rid of those. I'm probably not going to read these anytime soon because I'm still reading through the Yada Yada Prayer Group. Only a Breath Apart by Katie McGarry. Haven't read that. Rules for Vanishing by Kate Alice Marshall. I have read a couple books by her, but they're only just okay books. Like they're decent and fine and everything, but I don't know if I'm going to read that anytime soon. So You've Reached Sam by Dustin Tao, and I have this on my Kindle. I have A Quart of Honey and Ash by Shannon Mayer and Kelly St. Clair. Another one I haven't really heard too much about. A friend gave me this and I'd like to try it, but it's been sitting here for years. I have Lock and Key by Sarah Dessen. I do enjoy Sarah Dessen, but I don't know if this is one that's gonna hit for me. Then I have The Woman in the Dark by Vanessa Savage. This sounds really good, but I've never really heard anyone talk about it. I have 2 last ones. That is The Fine Print and Terms and Conditions. This is another one that I want to try, but my friend is like, you're gonna hate these. It has content, a lot of it, and I kind of flipped through it and I was like, yeah, I don't feel like skipping that. Like, let's just go ahead and get rid of them. That is all. So let's just do a quick count of how many books are here and estimate how many I'm getting rid of. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70 plus 7 more. That's 77 books that I'm getting rid of. That's also not including the few that my daughter has. I gave a couple to my friend. I would say over 80 books, at least 80 to 85. That's nothing compared to what's still on my shelves to read. But anyways, thanks for watching. If you made it this far, please let me know in the comments down below. Like and subscribe, it really helps. And I will see you next time. Bye.